Fusion.
3, 2, 1.
Ah!
Oh, cool. Hey. Welcome back. I'm John.
I'm Sierra.
And this is
And They Were Readers.
Today, we're going to talk about our February TBR.
I'm so
if you don't know
excited.
TBR, it means to be read. It's your list of books that are like on your docket. Yours is extensive.
What are you talking about?
Your TBR is like hundreds of books long.
Okay. He's talking about my virtual TBR.
Oh, yeah.
Not my physical TBR.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you really have a... No... Continue.
Okay. All right. So I would say that my virtual TBR is maybe around 400 books.
Mm-hmm.
How much is yours?
I think I probably just broke 100.
See, that's like fine. I've been doing this for a while.
Okay. You don't have to like back yourself.
I know, you judge me so hard for it. But yeah, so I have a lot of books that I would like to read. I sometimes will go through my TBR and get rid of books that I'm like, actually, that's not something that I think I should spend my time on.
That's fair.
But in general, if someone recommends me a book, it's going there. It's going on my TBR.
Okay, that's fair.
If I see a book recommended like on a video, it's going on my TBR. If I'm like, oh, I would really like that.
Gotcha.
And they rated a 5-star. I guess I should try it.
Yeah.
So that's me.
So yeah, this video we're going to talk about our February TBRs. And I think something that's fun
Okay.
is this is a leap year. We get a whole extra day.
Let's go! I was like, what does that mean?
If you're not reading on the 29th, what are you
doing? Oh my gosh, yes, we should just like cancel everything, just read on the 29th.
It's an extra day. 366 days this year, guys. Don't forget it. We also get the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an election year.
And an election
There's
year.
a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. We put a lot of weight on leap years.
Yes, we do.
They carry so much.
We have no involvement in it.
No, okay, fair. Yeah. It's just the sun. No, it's the earth.
It's the way we interpret the earth around the sun. Okay.
Anyway,
do you want to go first? Should I go first? What do we do?
You have 4, and I think I have 3.
Okay, so I'll go first.
So you go first.
Okay. The TBR.
Yes.
I don't think I'm going to read a lot this month.
Interesting. Why?
Because I have a conference. And school's getting really...
I have a conference.
Things are getting hard. But I do love reading for fun, so I chose books that I think I'm going to really like.
Okay.
And that are shorter.
Okay.
So the first one is Prophet's Song by Paul Lynch, which was the 2023 Booker Prize winter. Let's run that back. The 2020...
You got it. You got it, I believe.
The 2023 Booker Prize winner. So I'm really excited to read this. I've heard really good things about the prose, and if you know me, I'm all about the prose.
Big prose.
Big prose girl. So it's, again, also I think an Irish book, which I also love Irish literature. So I'm excited to read this one. It's on the shorter side. I think, oh my gosh, the writing's so big.
It's big, which helps.
Yes! I'm so excited. I need some easy reads this month,
Yeah.
so I think that'll be good.
It's right over 300 pages, so that's a solid amount.
With like size 14 font.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
really
big.
excited about that.
It's big.
So
Yeah.
that's my first book for February.
Nice.
You don't know what it's about.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what the back says. On a dark, wet evening in Dublin, scientist and mother of 4 Eilish Stack answers her front door to find the GNSB on her step.
Okay.
2 officers from Ireland's newly formed secret police are here to interrogate her husband, a trade unionist. Ireland is falling apart. The country is in the grip of a government turning towards tyranny, and when her husband disappears, Eilish finds herself caught within the nightmare logic of a society that is quickly unraveling. How far will she go to save her family?
Wow.
Yeah, so there's
Eilish.
more there, but I think I'm really excited about what this holds. I don't even know when it is set. I'm wondering if it's like during the Troubles. But I went and spent some time in Ireland, just like a little bit during my undergrad time, and we did a lot of learning about reconciliation and religious reconciliation, as well as like what that means across the different countries as well. And so we did a lot of service there, and they like taught us about their history in Ireland and how reconciliation plays a role in their government as well as their like education system.
I also think if you're looking for like kind of shorter media and want to be told about the history of Ireland that we're referring to in a visual format, Belfast is a movie that does a great job describing it.
Yeah, I still need to watch it, but I'm excited. It's on my list for this year.
I watched it on a plane, and I was like scrolling, and I saw it, and it had been on my list to watch for a while, so loved it. Another one, The Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, I cannot pronounce this, but...
The only reason I could pronounce it is because I had Irish friends at the time that it came out.
Okay, yeah.
And they're like, oh, The Banshees of Inisherin. And I was like, I'm sorry, one more time?
Yeah.
So I think that movie, it's a lot more nuanced, but it is phenomenal. And Barry Keoghan is in it, and he has been popping off recently.
Who's that?
Barry Keoghan is the guy in Saltburn.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I have not watched Saltburn yet, but...
The one that's not Jacob Elordi.
Yeah, I got
he's
you.
also in The Killing of a Sacred Deer. He was also in the Marvel movie that no one liked. Eternals.
Yes. I also haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of movies, if you can't tell.
I have seen a lot. Anyway, my first book of February. This is a book called Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance by Robert M. Persig. And it is still a fiction book. This book is not one that desires to be read fast. It's about Zen. Okay, so I am kind of taking this as a wind down to my days. I will read maybe like a chapter a night. It's very low stakes, very pensive, and I will say this is not a book that I would generally read.
Okay.
It feels not self-help, but like change your mindset, let's think philosophy for a little bit.
Okay.
And usually when I like absorb media like that, I prefer it to be through storytelling. And this is through storytelling, but it's also like more blatant, like this is how we think about things.
Where'd your bookmark go? It just fell out.
It just fell out.
I thought it broke.
One of my really close friends recommended this to me, and he gave it 5 stars. And he said he read it over a long period of time. And his friend, who is like my friend of a friend, also like recommended it to him and also gave it 5 stars.
Yeah.
I'm like, these are smart people. I respect their opinions.
Yep.
Let me give it a shot.
These are people I know, and I should also read this book.
So I'm gonna read it, take my time, and I'll come back probably at the 2024 wrap up.
And I'll probably read it in 2025.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that is Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance.
Nice.
Yep. Go for
Okay, so my next book is The Vegetarian by Han Kang. She's a South Korean writer, and a lot of her works have been translated to English. So The Vegetarian popped off a couple years back. And I think there's cannibalism. Not really sure.
Interesting.
But I was like, maybe not for me.
That wouldn't be vegetarianism.
Maybe that's the point.
Interesting.
Okay, I don't know. I haven't read the book. So I read Human Acts by this author, and that is one of the saddest books I've ever read. I have not read A Little Life, to be clear.
Fair.
But I think it was one of the saddest, like, descriptions of human, like...
The human condition.
The human condition, yeah. It was just really well written. So then I was like, I think I really like this author.
Okay.
So then I read Greek Lessons by the same author.
Which popped off like last year.
Yeah, I don't know, in the booktube world, it was really popular. And then I was like, okay, maybe I should read the book that won the Booker Prize. So that's kind of how I landed here. I bought it off of Thrift Books, so there's no cover, which I was so sad because I bought it low-key for the cover.
That's tough.
And now I have this black, like, kind of dingy, it got busted up cover.
Really funny. Now I have this black. We'll put the cover in the corner
yes,
somewhere
because
so
it's
you can see what it looks
beautiful.
like. I can't even imagine it. I haven't.
It's red. I think.
I'll put it. You don't have to.
It's a woman.
Okay.
Okay, anyway. So that's my second book.
Cool. My second book, and I'm gonna be honest, I might not get there. Okay, but this is aspirational.
A TBR is a goal.
We have mentioned earlier, I think in our first video, the like newbie booktube tag, that we try to read some classics.
Right.
The classic on the docket is Love in the Time of Cholera. Huh?
That's okay.
Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And this is one of those books that I bought before looking at the reviews. And the reviews are very, I'll say mid. People are like, the way that love is described is kind of outdated, which is fair because it's an older book.
Yeah.
When I bought it, my mindset was this. I bought it alongside Love in the Big City. And in my head, sometimes I'll like create little scenarios, and it was like, since you can't find love in real life, maybe you'll find it in books.
What?
So everything's fine.
Has existential crisis.
But it was like love in the big city, love in the time of cholera.
Right.
Yes, there's similarities in the titles. I recently devoured Love in the Big City.
Oh, you finished it.
I finished it.
Okay.
Which I'll talk about later. But this is Love in the Time of Cholera. I don't really know much about it. Let's see. In their youth, Florentino Arisa and Fermina Dasa fall passionately in love. When Fermina eventually chooses to marry a wealthy, well-born doctor, Florentino is devastated, but he is a romantic. As he rises in his business career, he whiles away the years in 622 affairs.
That's so many.
Yet he reserves his heart for Fermina. Does he? Her husband dies at last, and Florentino purposefully attends the funeral. I see the problems in this book.
Right, okay.
51 years, 9 months, and 4 days after he first declared his love for Fermina, he will do so again.
I'd be like, but I can't.
I see. I'm actually intrigued now to see how this goes.
That's fair, yeah.
With humorous sagacity and consummate craft, Garcia Marquez traces an exceptional half-century story of unrequited love. Though it seems never to be conventionally contained, love flows through the novel in many wonderful guises. Joyful, melancholy, enriching, ever surprising.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you
tell me how it is.
Yeah.
I have read one Garcia Marquez book
in
college. Yeah. Its name escapes me right now, but I read it in Spanish and then like in English to better understand like the depth of what I understood combined with the language use. But yeah, I think that book was really well done, but it was a little wordy. Okay. So like, I don't know. We'll see. It is translated as well.
It is translated by Edith Grossman, and it's the winner of the Nobel Prize. So
there you go. Yeah. It won something, and it's like important to someone. Yeah. Maybe it'll be important to us.
Maybe.
That's cool. We both have a translated work on our thing.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next one. Oh, okay. There's a little bit of a context to this.
Okay.
So my next book is also a classic. I'm going to try to do a classic.
Oh, I'm excited for these.
To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf.
Nice.
Now let me tell you a little story. Okay, so I was like at the bookstore.
Yeah.
And my goal was to buy a book to get me out of my reading slump.
Yes.
So I scoured high and low. You know, you do that thing where like some people read the back of the book. I'm the kind of person who reads the first 2 pages of the book to see if I'm going to love it.
Yes.
So I'm reading all throughout the bookstore and I come across this book called Mitts, the Marmoset of Bloomsbury. What?
Yeah.
What even is a marmoset? I didn't know. It's really cute though. It's a little cute little baby monkey type thing. And basically it's a story of the wolves and their life with this marmoset, which was real. There was a picture of the real marmoset in the book.
Wow.
But it was like a fiction book about their life and their experiences with this marmoset.
Got you.
And I finished reading that book and I said, I have to read everything she's ever written.
I must have more.
I must have more.
Okay,
and like this book wasn't written by Virginia Woolf.
No.
I don't remember the author off the top of my head. Sigrid Nunez. I realized that the way she talked about Virginia Woolf's writing is just going to teach me more about writing myself, even if I don't love the actual fictional work that she might have written. She's just really good at writing.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that Virginia Woolf did was she wrote every day and kept a journal.
Yeah, that's good.
And I was kind of teetering between whether or not I wanted to be a journaler, and this book I went and bought a journal.
Nice.
And now I'm not like an everyday journaler.
Yeah, no pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah.
I'm the person, if I have an idea, I have a thought, I have a reflection.
Do a little scribble.
Yeah. So that's me now.
Nice.
So I'm going to read it to the Lighthouse.
To the Lighthouse.
Yep. I'm not really sure what it's about, to be quite honest. It's about a family. It's about a family living in a summer house in Scotland. And I think it's just going to be more of like probably a character study. I don't think it's going to be too plot heavy based upon what I've seen. It's going to be about like the tragedies and everyday life of this family, I think.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm actually interested because I do want to read Virginia Woolf. She is like, world-renowned good writer.
Incredible writer, yeah.
From a while back, and I'm interested to get into her writings for sure. So.
Yeah, I read The Waves last year.
Yeah. By Virginia Woolf.
By Virginia Woolf. It was some of the densest, like it was hard to get through a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I left and I was like, that was really good. And I'm thinking
classics do that sometimes.
It was also a book on friendship dynamics, and if you know us, we're really into that.
Yeah.
So
I don't think we've had a book where we don't talk about friendship dynamics. A video.
A video, yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Cool. My last book.
Okay.
On the list for February is Becoming by Michelle Obama. Now, I have had both of the Obama's books on my physical TBR bookshelf for about a year now. Because I do want to read both of them at some point. Barack's is significantly larger.
Like over 800 pages.
Yeah. So that one will be in the future at some
I'm
point.
a third of the way through. And the last time I read it was 2020 in lockdown.
That's
so,
wild.
Yep.
So this book has been out for a while, and I've heard nothing but good things. And I think that's why I purchased it, because at the time I was like, wow, I want to read this book at some point. So I think now I'm going to do it.
What year was it published?
That's a good question.
Okay,
It was published in 2018.
I read Becoming in 2018 when it was published.
Wow.
I wasn't really a reader then, but I really wanted to know more about Michelle Obama's life. And so we were going on vacation, and it was the book that I had with me, and I actually loved the writing.
Yeah.
She's a great storyteller. I don't know more about like her other books, but this one I think gave me an insight into her childhood in a way that like I really resonated with, and so I think that you're gonna enjoy it actually.
Yeah. I just remember as a kid, maybe you guys share this memory too, but like watching like Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, and all of a sudden Michelle Obama would be there.
Yes.
And just being
Teaching
like,
us how to work out.
teaching how to work out and eat well.
Yeah.
And I, as a kid, the presidency was so removed from me. So seeing her like interrupting SpongeBob, I would be like, oh my goodness, yes, Madam President. Like,
yeah, we were like what, 10, 9?
Yeah, something like that. The first time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think she is a pretty well-respected first lady.
I hope so.
And I
love her.
I love her, and I hear a lot of good things about this book. So finally, a while after it's come out, I'm gonna get to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, what's interesting is this isn't a biography necessarily, but this is a biomythography.
Wow.
What is that? Audre Lorde breaks the bounds of what writing will be.
It's creating its own genre.
I started reading this. It is some of the coolest writing that I've read.
Cool.
It's basically biography and autobiography in a way, but also it's including that mythos, that mythology. It's called, I don't actually know how to pronounce it. I think it's Sammy, a new spelling of my name. Okay, so the first question in the book, the first like sentence says, "To whom do I owe the power behind my voice? What strength I have become, yeasting up like sudden blood from under the bruised skin's blister." And then that's in italics, and then she goes on to explain like what's actually happening.
Got you. Okay.
So I'm excited about, I think, the writing.
Yeah.
And kind of learning more about her, but not really about her. So I don't know if it's categorized as a fiction book or a nonfiction book.
Got you.
But this is interesting that we chose a lot of like parallels in our reading, but very different books.
Very different books.
Yeah.
It'll be exciting to talk about.
Let's see. What happened?
You picked them all up?
Yeah, what you said,
I was going to say, I have a surprise.
What do you mean? What kind of surprise?
I have a surprise book for you.
For me?
Yeah.
To read?
Yeah, we're both going to read. So
Why am I scared?
You're so scared. Okay, close your eyes.
Okay.
I'm going to get it.
All right.
It's a book. I'm going to put something in your hands, but it's a book.
Yeah.
Don't freak out.
It's not like a marmoset or anything, right?
What? Because you just talked about marmosets. No. In my brain, the first thing that came to my head was like, put a frog in your hand.
I would punch you by accident.
I'm not putting a frog in your hand. I want you to try to guess what book it is.
By holding it with my eyes shut?
Yeah, I think you will be able to.
What?
Ready?
Oh, it's big.
I think you'll know.
It's hardback.
Yeah?
Is it a recent release then?
Sure, yeah.
Bruh.
I don't know.
How am I supposed to guess it?
I think it's pretty recent.
Don't tell me it's Dune.
No.
Okay.
I would never do that to you. I love Dune, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah, okay.
It was released in 2023.
Okay, 2023.
You know.
A thick book.
Yeah.
Can you give me like the genre?
Come on. No.
No, I should just know it.
We've discussed it.
We've discussed it in what context?
In one that
it's so
we
soft.
will probably read.
But
Take
can
a
you
guess.
give me one more clue?
If I give you another clue, it's going to give it
I
away.
accidentally opened my eyes and saw this. Because that's Fourth Wing. So there's supposed to be Iron Flame.
No, it's both Fourth Wing.
Oh, they're both Fourth Wings. Okay.
Okay.
The way you buy it for both of us?
Yeah. Merry Christmas! It's January. This is a book that we have discussed reading at the same time as we try to dive into fantasy. We've mentioned we're not fantasy readers, but I am a sucker for book trends. And this one has been the trendiest of books lately.
Yeah, you're right.
So
And the show's going to come out, so we probably should read it before the show.
The show is going to come out. Amazon bought the rights. So I wanted to know what the hype was about.
Okay.
So I think we will tackle this, and I'll try to get to it in February as well.
That's fine. We have a shared book on our TBR.
Exactly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Nice. So that is our February TBR.
Together.
Oh yeah, I guess we'll pick
We
them
have a
up.
pretty thick stack. I think that I'll make it through 2 of these books.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think I'll make it through. Well, this one, the Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, as I mentioned, is not to be finished in February.
Yep.
I think I can get through these 3, and then maybe I'll add some other ones.
I'm a little scared of Fourth Wing. It's so big.
Fourth Wing is thick, but I feel like it's gonna read easy.
Okay. I hope so.
I hope so. But yeah, that's it. Fourth Wing does add a lot of pages.
I went from being like, oh my gosh, I can fit it in one hand. Like,
Yeah.
it's great. To like, oh my gosh.
Surprise.
It's a big TBR.
So yeah, let us know what books are on your TBR, whether it's for February or just in general. And if you've read any of these books, let us know what you think about them.
Yes, please do.
Because I know maybe not most of you, but a lot of people out there have read Fourth Wing.
Yeah, I want to know thoughts because I feel like I've seen every opinion on this book, and I don't know what mine will be.
When I was at the bookstore, I knew I was gonna have comments because I was walking out of there with 2 Fourth Wings in my hand.
Yeah.
So I got to the register and she goes, 2 Fourth Wings, and I was like, yeah. And she goes, you finally caved? And I was like, I finally caved. And I was like, but I'm not caving by myself.
Yeah, he's making me cave with him. What the heck?
So we'll have a book we'll have a video where we talk about Fourth Wing.
We will now.
We will now.
We're here now.
Surprise.
Right.
But thanks for watching this video. We'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
See ya.